Hello, good evening and welcome to this live stream on this Sunday. How are you doing everyone? Welcome Duvel, Mr. Twalliford, Agent Zero, Kazian, Reckless Triz, Oppressor Carry with 42 months of oppression and everyone else. Welcome. Today we are going to do more Titanic stuff because the park is not nearly finished yet. But have you had a good week? An exciting week perhaps? With very exciting things. I've had quite an exciting week. Can't tell you about it. But I've had an exciting week. Anyway. Let's get started, shall we? I have a lot of new save files. There it is. I made like 50 save files in a few days. But there's the RMS Titanic with an incredibly exciting preview. I don't know exactly where that preview comes from. Well, from here I guess. That makes sense. Is the scenario analysis video coming along? Yes, but I've started working on a different video because the scenario analysis video takes too long. I want to need to get the different video out earlier. Which is where all our save files came from. Oh, we got an award. Neat. But yeah, the scenario analysis video is coming along. Let's see, how many pages are we on? We are currently on 13 pages. Well, 12 and a half. Which would be, 3.5 minutes per page. So that would be, 40-45 minutes, roughly. But, this is not nearly done. So, yeah. Park needs a Mobius dinghy slide. We can do that. I mean, we can do anything we set our minds to. Now, this is a good space to start building on. The one downside for Mobius rides is that you can only get the amount of trains that fit in one station, so you don't really get a lot of trains. Or boats in this case. You can of course solve that a little bit by using block brakes, but not on the dinghy slide. So it's not actually going to be very profitable. I have a very high throughput. Okay. I keep forgetting to load the plugins. The reason I'm constantly unloading them is because for like various tests and stuff, I need to have them unloaded for the scenario analysis stuff. Let's see, go to OpenRST2. Currently have only one plugin, ticket price calculator. So I just use my most common ones. And reload. Oh, whoops, wrong one. There we go. Now we have the price manager, which is most important. I was making mac and cheese. Now that's something I've never had. And that's not weird that I've never had that because I'm not American. It's a very American thing, mac and cheese. Or at least not a Dutch thing. Maybe it's also a British thing, I don't know. Could be. You want another reason why the dinghy slide is so shite? I'm pretty sure it has the highest ratio of drop height requirement to support limit. Could be. It's got a drop height requirement of I think 10.5 meters. Yeah, could very well be. I don't think it's shite though. Well, it is, but I like it. What about making the entrance high and the exit low? Yeah, we're not going to do that because we're going to make it Mobius. Also, I don't like building high paths. It's just a personal thing. Mac and cheese was invented in the UK. Ah. So yeah, it's not necessarily an American thing. So it's a good thing that I kind of rescinded my statement that it was purely American. But it's still not a Dutch thing. Okay, now we need to do the crossover. Or we could do the crossover earlier. Like, what if we do something like so? You know, on the other side we go down and then do the turn. There's a lot of American things that originate in Great Britain. Yes, like America. Wait a minute. We do need to, of course, not connect back to that station. Let's do this. I don't build a lot of Mobius rides, so I'm a little bit out of practice. Okay, I kind of want to time it right. Yeah, now this one was slower here, so I want to make that one faster on this bit and the other side slower on that side, you know? Just need a little bit of... Okay, so that's where... This is where it's going down at 3 meters. Okay, that's not making it. That is... Alright, it makes sense that it's too close to the station. Hang on, can I even do entrance and exit lines? Yeah, no, we need to do an ass bend earlier. Otherwise, that's not gonna work. So, need to change this bit as well. Like so. Oh, ads are running out. By the way, while doing these scenario analysis, I have been discovering quite a few bugs. For example, in Alton Towers, which is a big built-up park that has everything already built and working and stuff. But in Alton Towers, one of the ice cream stalls is not opened. Which is clearly a bug, it's not intended. I mean, technically it's possible it's intended, but I doubt it. Okay, we got 13 boats, that's an odd number, that's not gonna work. We need 12 boats. Faster chain lift. Now we're gonna need synchronization, but we're gonna need to let 6 boats go first. 2, 3, 4, 6. Oh crap, there's one too many. Okay. That works. I think. Oh, it looks like they're timed incredibly well. It's not exactly the same, but really quite close. Yeah, that part is still a bit slower. So what if we... Wait, that part is slower. Damn, that slows it down a lot. So what if we do this? So this one's a bit slower as well. Not a bug, just an oversight. Yeah, fair enough. Nah, that's a crash. Cool. I need to pay attention to that still, because it's currently broken down. Okay, you know what? Good enough. Like those pesky unbuyable tiles in some scenarios. Yes, I discovered a few more because some of the build your own scenarios, you know, build your own Six Flags had different numbers than the Six Flags scenarios, which led me to find some more discrepancies. Which was it that crashed? Was it this one? No. I remember it being a purple one, but the big purple one hasn't crashed. Oh, this one presumably. No, that one's also still going. Which ride has crashed? I've forgotten. Check the message log. Yes, of course, I can do that, but I wanna find it out myself. I mean, I reopened the ride. Oh, it was this one. There were just other trains still on the right, because it's a long-ass ride. So I was right with purple. Hello, did you miss me? I always miss you. I miss everyone. Speaking of missing, I'm actually considering... it's a bit of a segue, but I'm actually considering stopping live streaming on Twitch and starting live streaming on YouTube. Because it connects with my audience better, discovery is better on YouTube, discoverability. And basically I'm not gaining anything out of Twitch. Doesn't make me a lot of money. Would you still make me a mod there? I would make you a mod anywhere. Why did it crash in the first turn? Presumably brakes failure somehow. Like maybe that one has just gone or something and the brakes failure, the next one came in and crashed into it or something. Look, Kangi's been a motor. Kangi, why did you change your name color? Ew. I mean, it's a nice color, but I don't like change. Drink some water, good. Brakes failure doesn't stop the chain lift. Yeah, but maybe the other one was like coming in right then and there. Hang on, we have autosave on. Had it already crashed here? Yes. A minute earlier? No, okay, so what's going on? Will it still happen? We're not guaranteed this will happen, but let's see if it does. Alright. Does it just not happen because slightly different RNG? Yeah. That's a shame, we can't recreate it because the RNG was slightly different. Because when we started from this point, we did some other stuff that manipulated the RNG, and that's why we got a crash then, but when we load from the save, we don't. But it's broken down again. We just reopened it after it had crashed. This is a different breakdown. I can put it back if you want. No, it's fine. I'll get used to it. I mean, I was more on putting a show anyway. Because that's what the streamer does, right? Why is my softcast cap plugin on? I don't want it on. Why is it taking so long? It's getting fixed. Why is it taking so long? I mean, I guess if they have to, the mechanics often have to walk the entire length of the station. And this is a long station. But yeah, I am very much thinking of going to YouTube for streaming. And I thought of that before, but there are a few reasons that I haven't done that yet. First off, it's change, and you know, it's always easier to keep with what you already are doing. We could call that inertia. But there's been other reasons as well. For example, there is a YouTuber who already streamed on Twitch and started simul streaming on YouTube. And because he streamed nearly every day, my sub box got clogged with notifications from his live streams. So I unsubscribed, but that also caused me to stop seeing his videos in my sub box, so I stopped watching his videos. Because I didn't think to manually go to his channel. And I only realized that I had stopped watching his videos when I suddenly did see his videos at some point later. And I was like, oh yeah, I haven't watched him in a while. How did that happen? Oh yeah, I unsubscribed. Now, you can check a box that says do not notify subscribers, which I might just use for the live streaming, so that, you know, you can still see it on the homepage and stuff, but you won't get a notification from it. Although I do stream only twice a week, so it will be less invasive. And yes, you are allowed to multi-stream. Plenty of people do. But I don't think I want to multi-stream, because first of all, then you have to manage 2 platforms, 2 chats, and yes, you can combine them into one, but there's still the issue of people in one chat not seeing the other chat, or you have to have them both on screen, which, you know, I've been in chats with I've been on streams where there's multi-stream, and it's always confused me a bit as a chatter. And I didn't like it. Does it integrate into Discord as well? I don't know. Stats, let's have a look. Whoops. I did not expect it to be going that fast at the bottom of this hill. Okay, what I like about this is that it's got 12.55 intensity. That is the literal maximum possible anyone will ever ride. I'm going to keep this, just to see how many people are going to go on it. It needs to be someone with an intensity preference of up to 10 or higher, and they need absolute maximum possible happiness. Let's just see if anyone goes on it, and if not, we can always change it later. Yeah, that's a good point. YouTube does not have channel point rewards. The channel point rewards are really nice. In YouTube instead you have super chats. But I don't want people to have to pay to do that kind of stuff. Which is a downside. Oh, that was timed perfectly. That's a very good point. I hadn't thought of that. You know, I talked to some people, to some other YouTubers, and they said basically, you know, if you live stream on YouTube, you're probably going to make more money. And yeah, better discoverability, all that kind of stuff, which is nice. Yeah, money's important. But I would really miss the channel point stuff. Still no one queuing up. Well, we got one person who's super happy and more than 4. I want to at least have one person go on it. Look at me, I'm rich. Yeah, we couldn't do that either. We could not look at I'm here for the fez and see how rich they are. We could also stream once a week on Twitch and once a week on YouTube. I think splitting it like that is not a good idea. It's probably going to be worse for both platforms. Okay, you know what? We have so many rights that I cannot be asked to manually renew them. So we're going to cheat. We are going to cheat. Where is it? Renew rights. Let's see how much money we make now. Cheater, yeah, I'm a cheater. I'm a big fat cheater. Cheaterino, cheaterino. To be fair, I always cheat. You know, all of my so-called skills, all my YouTube videos are cheated. Everything is a lie. I have never played this game in my life. I'm not even currently playing. It's actually my long-lost sister who's currently playing that I've never told you about because she was long-lost. Cheat in ducks, only when someone does the channel point reward. Her name is Marceline. No, her name is Marloes. Okay, 5 Park. There we go. Do you even have a stop pin on Berserk mode yet? I don't think I do. You know what? To make sure that the guests are happier, we'll hire more entertainers. Just to be sure. I'm now using 2 fingers to finger the mouse to hire entertainers very fast. There we go. Needs to be a duck costume for entertainers. If you make one, you know, custom entertainers are possible. If you make one, I'll use it. Hey, look at that. We got another fella. Who's very brave. Or stupid. We got one on either... Wait. Did I click on the wrong one? I think I did. That one. It's very stupid. Anyway, we got 2 on this side now. They're actually going on it. Look at that. They're of course gonna win from the other side. Because they're heavier. And the difference is quite big. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna reduce the autosave frequency a bit. It does cause a little lag spike every 5 minutes. It's fine. Would you look at that? They actually went on it. Oh, more people. The entertainers are helping. Do we have a guest 6767? Hey, ducks. Let's see if we do. We do not, unfortunately. 6767 has already left our realm. I don't know in what manner. Probably just went home. No 6769 either. No, that would be a good number. Maybe we have a 6967. We do. Do you want me to kill 6967, Miss Liz? Aren't the guests forced to be happy? Yes, the entertainers inject them with happiness needles. So they are very much forced. He must die. Good. I like that. I like killing people. Ah, there we go. Perfect. Who said it's a he? I mean, it clearly was. We can also drown a she if you want to. That's clearly a she. Don't you see? The very womanly features. That are now also at the bottom of the sea. We've had 6 guests, baby. We're doing phenomenally well. And there's 2 more on the ride. Fire all the staff for 5 minutes. Well, for that I'm gonna need an auto-clicker. This is gonna take a while without. And it's gonna destroy my hand. Yeah, I can't fire a mechanic who's currently doing stuff. So we'll wait until they're done. Fire the entertainers first. Fire them one by one. No. What I should really do is do like a voice system where I just say fire entertainer 326 and then it fires that one. Now that's gonna take a while. Unless we can combine stuff like fire entertainer 1 to 500. That would work. Okay, we should probably calm this down a bit. Now the question is whether it makes it with these alterations. Because of course it'll have lost further speed further on. What we can do, of course, is make it so that it only goes with full load. But I am curious whether it does make it with an empty load. Okay, that side's fine. Almost spoke too early there, but it's fine. But what about the other side? Yeah, it's also fine. I'm still making it wait for full load though, so that they can't catch up to each other and get stuck that way. Okay, the first have to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh crap, we're one too many. Is it good now? I don't know. I don't know if it's good. We'll see. No, it's not. Okay, now it should be good. I think. Did we get stuck? Did we already get stuck? Where are my vehicles? Yeah, we got stuck. They're in there. They already, because they caught up. Told you what would happen. Told you. That's why we didn't wait for full load thing. But I had distributed them properly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now it's 50-50. If I make one coaster and then put on synchro mode and keep building the coaster next to it, then at one point it will stop to synchronize. What do you mean? I don't really understand what you mean. Why is the iceberg breaking down again? Oh god, we have no ads and a terrible park rating because all the staff is fired. This is terrible. We're losing guests quickly. Okay, stats are better now. 6.4, 6.8, 4.3. I mean that if I want to synchronize coaster next to each other, how many can I synchronize before the synchro stops working at coaster 1? 16 I believe. Which is quite a lot. Oh god, look at that. Park rating inspector. Probably litter. Yes. Very much a litter. I fast forwarded a bit during this staff firing. Okay, it's been 5 minutes. I can rehire staff. Okay, and then the entertainers. Explode park guests. Yes, that will explode a portion of the guests. And the park value is back to normal park rating. Okay, now. Look at this, when we renewed the rides, our ride ticket profit went from 116k to 183k. I have actually gotten more in a month today. Today I got over 200k. I'm not gonna explode my park guests though, I would like them to stay. But yes, it is very funny. Ooh, look at that weekly profit. 41,000. That's also that's because we fired the staff, of course. Also, first because we renewed the rides, and then also because we fired all the staff. it went even higher. Okay, I don't dare look, but... it's not too bad, the amount of vandalism. There's quite little, actually. I expected there to be much more, but apparently the guests were still relatively happy. What the hell are those? Oh, they're the benches. I was like, how immensely destroyed did that bench get? But now there were little stools. Which makes a little bit more sense. Why are they grey? I guess they're these benches. I thought they were grey wooden benches for a bit. We got lamps here. I didn't know we had lamps. Well, I do now. Another bin. But really, there's not a lot of vandalism. For how much litter that was. And this ride is now doing just fine, but the throughput's not great because it's a Mobius dinghy slide, but it's doing fine. One extreme to another. Where is the highest altitude, where's the lowest altitude rink located? I think the lowest altitude rink would be Heerenveen at minus 0.4 meters. Maybe Amersfoort? I believe that was in Flevoland. Wait, Dronten. Dronten, definitely. Dronten, Flevoland's probably lower. Dronten doesn't exist anymore though. Neither does Amersfoort. I'm not sure if Amersfoort was even in Flevoland. Let's see, can we get an altitude for ice rink Dronten? Wikipedia does... Oh, 3 meters above sea level. Okay then. The absolute highest... India? I guess? Hang on. We shall have a look. We go to results and we go to country India. We only get a few. But they seem to all be on the same rink. Leh is on 3,415 meters above sea level. Which is incredibly high up. It was, you know, I guess the foothills of the Himalayas or whatever range is next to it. Somewhere in the highlands of India and the north. Was the Indian Winter Games. Which was just, Leh is just a lake. It's not an artificial rink, it's a natural ice rink. But they did put like a properly, with proper dimensions 400 meter rink on it. And they held their Winter Games. Not that they were particularly quick, but it's a competition in India. And the first of its kind 2 years ago. If you want the highest covered rink, that would be Salt Lake. No, Urumqi at like 1600-ish meters. The highest artificial rink ever, maybe Butte at 1700 something meters. It's America. I'm not sure. If the Dead Sea ever freezes, which it won't, then we can have an ice rink at minus 400 something meters. 438, I believe. Okay, that dinghy slide is a wild success. It is very pop of the Euler. We got 100% popularity and 75% satisfaction. Whatever that means. Ooh, it's time to build a custom big maze. An ice skating rink built on top of the Dead Sea. You know, if you do build an ice skating rink in the Dead Sea, then you will get very slow times. Because, you know, speed skating times get faster as you go higher up because the air pressure is lower. But that also goes the other way. If you get higher air pressure, the times get slower, and naturally, the lower you go, the higher the air pressure is. And 400 meters difference is not nothing. Drink some water. Again? You want me dead? It baffles me that none of the Nordics have any claim to fame. Well, hang on. Highest mountain, Norway. The highest mountain in Scandinavia is in Norway. It's only 2,400 meters long, high. Like, that's a kilometer lower than that very high rink in India. It's impossible for them to beat that. Not that they have a very high altitude rink. I believe most rinks in Norway are not really much higher than like 700 meters. And most are not even that. Most are considered low altitude, which is under 500. No, we can't build an exit there, entrance there. Well, we'll build it there then. Okay, we're not done yet, but I'm already building this stuff. I only know the one in Norway that's like in Stjarne or something. I have never heard of a rink in Stjarne. I've never heard of Stjarne. The ISU goes there. Do you mean Stavanger? Stavanger has a covered rink where we regularly skate big international competitions. There's also Hamar, which had a World Cup this season and World Championships the season before. There's Bjuggen and Kristiansund, which sometimes have national Norwegian competitions. And those are the 4 covered rinks. And then there's a whole dozen outdoor rinks. Like Oslo, Frogner. Many more that I can't think of right now. I have a list of like 200 Norwegian rinks, although a lot of those are like from the 50s, where they would just skate on any frozen pond, so they're no longer in use. I like making big mazes. It's sort of therapeutic, I guess. Very calming. Whereas often I do like just one long road to the exit. This time I've made several crossover points. So there are multiple routes that lead to Rome, as opposed to just one. all routes go to Rome. I beg to differ. If you're on Iceland, it's quite difficult to take a route that goes to Rome. Like as a sea route, maybe. Rome is not quite on the sea, but close enough. I only know Stavanger, Hamar, the one in Germany. Which one? There are 3. In Insel called Osnabrück or something. Innsbruck. Austria, I mean. Austria is Innsbruck. T-off and the 2 temporary tracks in Italy. You mean Turin and Milan for the games, 2006-2026. Mazes with loops can be much harder as the left-hand to right-hand rule doesn't necessarily work. Well, it still should, right? Because you're never gonna get on one of the inner islands of a loop if you're following the left-hand or right-hand rule. I believe, maybe I'm wrong, but I think the only time it doesn't work is if the exit is on an island. But if both the exit and the entrance are on the side of the maze, then surely the left hand or right hand rule, as long as you consistently follow one of them, will always work. Vertical loops in a maze. Yeah, that's not quite gonna work. Mazes are a bit tricky to work with, and merging tracks on mazes and stuff I believe doesn't really work. I googled and it's Insel for the one in Germany and indeed Innsbruck for the Austria one. Also called Salt Lake City, but if you ask me about Japan or South Korea or even China, I wouldn't know for a million years. Do you know where the 2022 Olympic Games were? Because that would give you one Chinese answer. And the maze is done. There are 64 people in it. And they're gonna be stuck for a while. They're not gonna do great. Tokyo, I guess Kyoto, and Beijing. Yes, Beijing. That's one of the rings. 2 rings actually. Beijing and Beijing Energy. And there's also Harbin, Changchun, Hailar, Qiqihar, Shenyang, Urumqi. I don't know if Qiqihar and Shenyang are still in use for Beijing Energy. At least one of them is surely not in use anymore. I don't think I've seen competitions from all of them recently. Beijing Energy, I believe, was just a big training center for the Olympics. They basically built an ice rink for the Olympics, and I believe just another one as a training center for the Olympics. Because China. All of the ones I named are indoor ones, by the way. China has had many more rinks, but All of the ones I named are indoor China rinks that I know of that have at least existed at some point. Berserk mode, baby! South Korea is another easy one, because it's just Seoul. Although that's not necessarily easy, because a lot of rinks are not in the capital. Like I believe Tokyo does not have an ice rink that I know of. Well, Japan is a big speed skating nation and has plenty of ice rinks. Look at all the guests struggling to find their way. No one has solved it yet, although to be fair, the ride's not very old yet. Oh, that's... Did their hat just stay in place? Hang on. We shall look at the next guest that solves it. Because most of them are wearing a hat. I think when they jumped, their hat stayed in place. Okay, let's see. Yes, it does. That looks ridiculous. That looks absolutely ridiculous. It also does for when they jump in the maze. Their hat just stays in place. Not many people solved the Duck Temple maze. Well, it wasn't that big. I mean, it was quite big, but it was very narrow. So it wasn't as big as you may have expected, but yeah, it was not very easily solvable. The thing I like about the top spin Berserk mode is that just got an insane nausea rating for a flat ride. 7.9 nausea, that's just madness. Although it's not the highest possible on a flat ride. Introducing Enterprise number 7 with the maximum of 20 laps. 8.92 nausea. That's more than... That's one of the highest in the park. Really, the only rides that are gonna beat that are like big multi-dim or swing suspended coasters or rotodrops. Or launched free falls in downward launch mode. Let's see which actually beat it. Well, 2 rotodrops, a launched free fall, another rotodrop, and it ties another Enterprise. And yeah, the suspended swinging coaster, which is not even that small, doesn't reach it at 8.36 intensity. Nausea, sorry. It's not doing too bad. 10 guests have already solved it. Could have been worse. How about we do a nice and compact... Yeah, that doesn't quite fit. The pathless variant then. Also doesn't quite fit. Okay, that's too big. How about the tiny one? Yes, that fits perfectly. Been using this one a lot this week. Ooh, ads are finished. We are kind of stuck at 9,200 guests. I would like to reach 10,000. The problem is we're charging way too much for our rides. And, yeah. You know what? I'll be honest. I don't feel like filling up this entire park. That's gonna be a lot of work. So, we will beat this scenario at the end of today's stream. We've had like, what, 5 streams then? 6 streams on this park? That'll be enough. All we need to do to beat it is pay that 1,000 loan back. But before we get to there, I'm gonna build a massive Giga Coaster with the longest station possible. I actually have an RCT theory that doesn't work, but I like to think about it a lot. Okay, you've piqued my interest. One Giga Coaster for the rest of the page. Yeah, I was thinking something like that, although to fill this up entirely would obviously be a little bit too intense. In a warm and sunny climate, guests prefer water rides more than in other scenarios. That's literally what the handbook, the manual says. It's not true. Well, I mean, there's some truth in a roundabout way, because they get thirstier, so they prefer drinks. And if you call drinks a ride, then it's true, but they don't prefer actual water rides more. You know what, I'm gonna... No, we don't have boosters. We need to cheat for that. So, no boosters then. That's fine. It's gonna go fast enough anyway. Gonna be the fastest ride at the park, right? How fast is this one? 165. This one is 160. This one's not even close, but it is, well, 141 actually. This one should be faster. But let's see how fast it actually goes. Yeah, 180 something. That's pretty good. Have you tried making self-interlocking designs? Yes, I'm incredibly I'm incredibly bloody hell. I'm incredibly proud of it. I'll show you. I used to do this years ago. I've probably deleted the pre-build. If I haven't deleted the design, I could... Yeah, I deleted the design. Because I thought I didn't need it anymore. To be fair, I don't, because it's still the save file. What's it called? There we go. Nope. Whatever the hell this is, it ain't it? This one? Yes, 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 yes. Would you look at that? These are 4 identical roller coasters. And let's make it a bit more easier to see. Okay, so this is the design. And these are 4 of them, identical. So if you make this one blue, that one yellow, that one green, and that one red, you can see how it works. It's very satisfying as well. I made myself interlocking ones with synchronized stations. Didn't even make of thinking it like that. Ooh, and I never thought of doing it with synchronized stations. That's also interesting. Isn't that satisfying? Hey, that yellow one is behind for some reason. I don't know how that happened. But yeah, I used to do it. And the way you build these, by the way, is you just build 4 of them at the same time. And if you run into issues, you delete it and you delete that part and do something else. And I did this again later. The reason I'm saying years ago, this is from like 2017. God, it's nearly 10 years ago. Nope. 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 Ah! Now that's incredibly red. It looks better with them orange as trim. But I did not. This was part of a 1-hour challenge, and I did not have time to make them orange. I only thought of that too late. This looks better. Okay, so if we make thing gray again, this is a different design. And here the stations are much closer together. They're near the middle. And also with the gas on it, they're not really timed properly. Because different weights and whatever, but it seems to be a much different thing, much bigger thing and different weight. They of course get out of sync over time, but if we put them in test mode, they should synchronize. Do inverted top hats. So this one I built in less than an hour. Because it was part of a 1-hour challenge. All the other ones I loaded up earlier were also 1-hour challenges I did. But this was the first one. Post a couple of designs on the Discord. Let's have a look, shall we? There. I can't find them. It also tends to be a lot better than Mobius design because higher gas cap and different ride interaction bonuses. Yes, I mean if they're 2 different rides, they're better anyway than a Mobius because they're 2 rides. I need to have more trains, more soft gas cap bonuses, etc, etc. Park with the best gentle rides. Well, that's not what I'm building right now, so... but there are plenty of them indeed. including that maze I just built. That's a handsome turnaround. I remember a long time ago when I kind of started learning the game a bit more properly, is that I built a very tall Giga Coaster that was in extreme heights, and I had always learned the thing of your next hill should be one steep piece. Whoops. Yeah, I went back to 122. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I learned the rule that your next hill should always be one steep piece lower than the previous one, which I've actually done here by accident, but still, I've done that here, and I was very surprised that my Giga Coaster did not make it, and I did not understand why. It wasn't until later that I understood that as it goes faster, as a lot longer to travel, it will lose a lot more speed per hill. And it might not always make it when you do just one lower. That might still work if you have vertical drops. Maybe if we go down steeply and up vertically to cheat some speed, but... because glitches. But otherwise, no. Yeah, I thought that was going to collide. Oh, we'll just go steep then. I'll go that way. This is the most ridiculous coaster in the park. I tried to ping you on the Discord, but it got auto-modded. You should be able to ping me. Oh. That guy you know removed it. Because you posted it in the wrong channel, I think. Just post it in stream discussion, that'll be fine. Oh, I think this hill might be a bit high. Let's lower that. Okay, where's the train? Where's the train? Does it make it? There's the first one. I think. Yes, train one. It already doesn't make that. Okay, can we just make this shorter by... Like, does it work? Will it connect properly? I don't think it... No. Definitely will do that. Well, the game thinks it's connected. Oh, God. That was not gonna work. mention stream discussion. Oh, you linked it like that. Yeah, that's not... Oh, let's have a look at one of these. So we got... whoops. This one, which is quite neat. I never thought of doing it like that, but yeah. That totally works. Hey, they got slightly different excitement ratings. Because physics are different in different directions. I presume that's the reason. Maybe slightly different interaction boni. I don't exactly know. It's complicated. That's a rather nice design. You would not really think that these are identical, but yeah, I can see how they are. Nicely done. Okay, does this make it now? Is the question. Let's see. I mean, it makes that one, I knew that. But I think I've done some of the others too high too. Okay, that one's fine. That one ain't. Okay, you know, I just need to... I still underestimated the speed that it loses. Okay, these are not very tall, right? They're only like 46 meters. Ooh, hang on. If we now do... Look at that. That's a different kind of helix. I love it. We want 69 meters. Well, you can make it 69 meters in your own park. I'm not gonna do that. Gonna keep using the big ones. Greetings, Sprint Snail. How you doing? I do want this to be the longest coaster in the park, and I think it's... I mean, it's just on a bigger scale than that one, so it probably is going to be the longest coaster. I should, of course, be careful to not overdo it. Okay, let's first see whether it makes it or not. And if it doesn't, where the problem is. Okay, yeah, it doesn't make that bit. I thought we might have problems there. That looks quite smooth, don't it? Any reason to do an initial drop into a chairlift over the lift hill special element? The problem with the lift hill special element is that only one train can be on a lift hill at a time. And then it's got to travel all the way back, which takes absolutely forever. So even though the speed is quite high, 24k an hour up, it can only process one train per very long interval. And the drop into the lift hill, just because I wanted to drop, doesn't really have any benefit. I'm really wondering if I haven't overdone it in terms of just sheer number of drops. First time you're joining the stream. What's up, everyone? What's up, Direct Fader? How you doing? And welcome. Ta-da! That is a massive coaster. And it cost me about 100k, I think, looking at that. Okay, now the action starts. Top speed of 186k an hour. I do notice that I've been using the diagonal sections a lot more now that we have sloped large turns available. Go diagonal a lot more, which is very nice. Add some extra variety to your coaster building. That turn did not need to have banked. Oh, that's smooth, baby. I am pretty sure it will not make my hills that I've put in after this. Yeah, no way it's got enough speed for that. Well, it does. Of course, it will go way faster if there's any guests in it, because it'll have maintained more speed, but yeah, that's quite good. I think the time for it to return to the bottom is going to be very long. Much longer than it should be. Jenkins, I don't think that's going to work. Okay, how long is it and have I overdone it? It's 4,600 meters. Whoa! Ho ho! That's nearly 11 excitement. That's incredibly high. And 9.53 intensity. Advertising finished, thank you. I was distracted and didn't notice it. God, this is good. $10.93, I'm happy with that. 5 minutes ride time. 25 drops, 124 meter drop. No extreme lateral or positive Gs, not even above 5. Although the 10.93 is quite inflated by this airtime, which is a bug that does get fixed, presumably soon. Okay, since this is the highest excitement ride in the park, I think... Yes, at 11 now. It will be incredibly popular, everyone will go here. So we can get away with a very long queue line. Especially since the throughput will not be great. Fluffy bunnies of joy. I like that name. Oops. There we go. Right. Open. And let's see how many people are going to be heading for it. Let's give it a better color. How about just red? Yeah, that's a good color scheme. Okay, it's already 350. It's already over... Oh, it's 10.95 now, because I deleted a bunch of scenery. Hang on, let's... add some scenery. There we go, 11.08 now, which is high enough. Okay, how many people are heading for it now? 460. It's probably going to reach 500 at some point. $480. Can we do a 490? 490. And soon hit the 500, presumably. 496. 494. 500, yay! 20 ticket price, probably. Yes. We have a plugin that does this. How much can we actually charge though? If we could. 24. So even after aging once, it's still gonna have that $20 ticket price. Or euros. Yeah, we could synchronization, but I like it like this, a bit simpler. And it's already got 11. Well, that queue line is going to be full in no time. We're going to have like 400 people or so. There's still 500 people heading for it. Which means that a lot more people have started heading for it. Because a bunch also are no longer headed for it. Because they're in the queue now. Queues are really going to grow once all these trains are gone. I mean, they're all... the first one, which is empty, still hasn't reached the top of the lift hill yet. This is going to be the first full train. God, there's 300 people in the queue line. There's still so much empty space. I like to always see the difference between speeds at the end of a long ride with empty trains and full trains. And we're going to see quite a significant difference here, because this is train 1. And at the end, on the top of these steep turn hills, it went like 16, 15 k an hour. I'm willing to bet the full one's going to reach at least 40. Oh god, is it going to reach 500 people in the queue line? I did not think I made it that long. Might even do 600 actually. I think it's gonna max out at about 600. Queue line TVs. Nah, I'd rather watch them tire themselves out and leave. I think I mistyped fluffly. I did fluffly. Oops. Yeah. I keep hitting backslash while I hit enter because I have a different keyboard. And my enter key used to be bigger. Okay, this is the full train. Which is gonna go significantly faster at the end. Lol, the twister randomly also going very, very fast. I already noticed quite a big speed difference here. I like this section. This is a very nice section. Looks nice from this angle. I was right. The empty train went about 15 here. This one goes 40 at the top. That's the difference between an empty and a full train. There's 683 people in the queue line. A few more fit, but it's gonna top out roughly at 700 probably. And we will see once all these trains have left. Although it's not covered, so we'll have to wait until the rain stops, which we'll do soon. $722 people in the queue line. Well, that's by far the longest queue line. It's the second longest queue time. The longest queue time is Go-Kart 3 at 92 minutes. But queue length, Oh, yeah. Easily. By like a factor 5. Do you like Weezer? Nope. I don't know a single song by Weezer. Now, I would probably recognize 1 or 2 songs as having heard it, but I would not know that they are by Weezer. And I would also not know any titles. So, no. I've not heard a new single, but do you like it? Because presumably you are into Weezer. If you ask this question. Thank you for the 31 ones, Ryan. And yes, we are still doing the Titanic, Nico, although we're gonna finish it today. 0 per hour. It's had 0. Is it not connected? No, it's not. What? Why is there a floating cash machine? Does it look like it's connected from an angle? Yes. It looks like it's connected to that path from this angle. But it's not. Like, I built it like that, thinking it was connected. The wild mice got stuck. Which one? That one's fine. Where is it? We had a wooden one here somewhere. Yes. Apparently the wooden one. Let's make it wait for full load. And do higher chain of speed. I think Weezer is most popular in North America and also Japan. Could be. I have heard of them. I'm not that ignorant of pop. Although I'm fairly ignorant of the current pop music scene. I don't really listen to the radio at all. So then you get being ignorant. I honestly am ignorant of quite a lot of music. Like, there's a couple of bands I'm really into, but I don't listen broadly to music at all. So yeah, I end up that I just know a lot about a couple of bands, like Nightwish, Queen, Winter Sun, and then basically nothing at all about even other related bands. Imagine driving this. It's perfectly safe. Don't worry about it. Absolutely perfectly safe. Now, let's play an interpretation game. What does this shape look like to you? There are no wrong answers. So, what does this shape of this go-kart look like to you? Looks like a ram's skull. I can see that. Yes. With the big horns. A uterus. Yes, that was my first instinct. A fountain. Can't really see the fountain. Balls and, what, a very small penis? A butterfly. I can see that. I hadn't seen that myself, but yeah, I can see that. The fleur de lis, oh, the thing on the French flag. Yeah, that's fair. Well, not on the French flag, but I think it's on an old French flag, or it's French at least. It's not on the official French flag. Could also be a corn cob. I don't see that unless you mean something else. I'm imagining just like a long, you know, yellow thing with corn. But that's basically cylindrical. The Quebec flag. Yeah, that's where the fleur de lis is also on. But it is a nice shape. Works quite well. And it's probably quite a decent go-kart, you know, not being too long and such. It's still a go-kart, still gonna have a bad throughput. But it's not as bad as it could be if you made it longer. There's always gradations of being bad. Let's renew the rights again. The park value. I love it. There's a very big jump where you renew the rights and then another jump downwards when they all turn 5 months old again. Live, laugh, love is broken down. Yeah, we are not very live, laugh, love here. Park value Mesa. Nice. Okay, how's this doing? I'm not seeing any guests actively leaving the queue. But the queue is 24 minutes, which is very long. Oh, we've got entertainers, duh. That's why they're not leaving. We don't need TVs, we've got entertainers. I mean, yeah, we got 500 entertainers, so... You know. Plenty. And now we double that. To 1,000. That's definitely plenty. Furries to the rescue. Yes, we all love furries. Honestly, every single guest here is a pervert and is hardcore into furries. There are still tons of people around here. Are there still lots of people just heading for that ride? Yeah, still 100 something. Also 180 on and 700 queuing for it. It's a very popular ride to do things with. Go-Kart 3 also 100, yeah, because it's a new ride. People always had... Oh, this is 5. Well, never mind then. Wait, how many people are heading for Go-Karts 5? It's not near the top. It's not got a very high excitement rating, so yeah, it's not on the top of people's priority list. How's the maze doing? Okay, I see a couple of people that are very slow. That have been trapped here in here for quite a while. Want to get out of maze 3. That's better. In your mom and wants to get out of your mom. I did not even do this for the in your mom. I hadn't seen that. "29 people have solved your mom." 219, sorry. It would be cool if the maze had a special element like a watchtower. In one video I did build a maze with a sniper tower next to it, with a furry on top of it to snipe any guests who were taking too long. Didn't really work unfortunately, but the idea was there. It's doing 312 guests an hour, that's not too bad. Some people are very sad when they're in your mom. Rename a guest entering the maze as dad. I like this one better. Ooh, ads are finished. That's just nasty. Yes, it is. It's also funny. Your mom has broken down. It's a maze. It cannot break down. Your mom is immune to breakdowns. 100 people heading towards your mom. It's not got a very high excitement rating. I don't think a lot of people are heading for your mom. Can we give her discount tickets to our mom? Unfortunately not, because I just ran ad campaigns that are not for your mom. I'm not sure if your mom is advertisable. It's gonna be a tough job. How many people have... Ooh, more than half have left. 20,600 have been admitted and 9,700 are left. That's not so great. And we have nearly maxed out the vanilla limit for the number of rides with 247. How many people did your mom? Like 230 or so by now? Plus 64 that are currently doing your mom. Doing your mom. We have nearly 5 million in the bank. What you looking at? That's a very high amount of money. That's a very odd weekly... Our weekly profit is going down because we keep hiring more staff. I say we, it's all me that's doing the hiring. But if I say we, it first off breeds like a sense of inclusivity, which makes you think you're more part of the stream, which makes you feel better. And it also allows me to put some of the blame on you guys when I get arrested for this eventually. You know, it's a win-win situation for me. The royal we, yes. We are amused. I feel better now, thanks. Do you think we have enough money to pay back our loans? Maybe. We only have slightly more money than it takes to pay back the Alton Towers loan. I think it's Alton Towers that's the highest with 4.77 million. We only have slightly more than that, which is kind of ridiculous. Kill some people, okay. Anything for you, my dear. This does satisfy me in a very good way. Eventually our park rating is gonna feel that. If we kill enough people. I thought I would have felt it by now. Let's see. Expect park rating. No, we're just above 1,000 still. We have minus 136 from people, but it's already used to be minus 150, but it's recovering quickly. Well, we never reached 150 because we probably already recovered something from the first round guest by the time I drowned the 6th one. 82,000 staff wages. It's just a small amount. Needs a few more murders. Yeah, good point. There we go. Park rating is definitely gonna feel that. We drown a gorilla. Come on, go down. There we go. 884. Our park rating has lowered. We have killed enough people for it to be noticed. Finally. I mean, I'm just doing it for attention. Can we play some gravestones? No. We don't have them available, I think. We can play some Dutch flags to celebrate it. There we go. One for every person we just killed. Looks mesmerizing. Talk about dismissal with prejudice. What does that mean? It's some sort of legal term, I guess, but I don't really know what it means. Is there anything inside the Titanic? Yes. Path. And lots of chairs, which are all, I think, invisible path. You know, we can also look inside the Titanic by slowly using cutaway view. There's rooms. There's more stuff. It's when one is dismissed from a job with prejudice, don't expect a good reference. It's when a case is dismissed and can't be brought to court again. I think you are talking about slightly different things. With prejudice basically means you're a dick and you deserve to be fired. Okay, Titanic is mostly empty, but there's a little bit of stuff inside it, you know. There's stuff there. And the bottom is entirely empty, apart from a bit of path and some random scenery bits. Ooh, there's a path connecting some stuff there. I did not build that. I love it, you can just see a few underground bits. That's the entire park at this level. It's mostly railroad. There's no water in the Titanic, not yet. It will eventually hit the iceberg though, and then there will definitely get water in the Titanic. Essentially, you need to be some combination of grotesquely incompetent and an insufferable asshole to be dismissed with prejudice. Ah. Well, that's never happened to me. To be fair, I've never had a proper job. I've only had... I mean, I've worked in a warehouse, but that's not really a proper job, right? You don't need to be educated for that. They would hire anyone with a heartbeat, basically. Have we hit 200,000? No, 179,000. We can't hit 200,000 profit in this park, apparently. Employment laws ensure such things cannot happen under normal circumstances. Yeah. Well, I'm not sure about America with their employment laws, but in the Netherlands probably. And I think we have a steeplechase here. We do. Well, let's build another one. it is kind of funny, you know, spoken about me who's never had a proper job, how you can kind of just take a very different route than the standard one. Because I went to uni after high school, of course I did though. That's what you did after you complete the highest level of high school in the Netherlands. So naturally I did. Then I dropped out of uni, tried another course, dropped out again, didn't work, also partly autism and stuff. Then by that time YouTube was going properly, now I'm doing YouTube and I don't have a degree. I don't need a degree. If YouTube stops working, I'll have good skills that I can use to get a job somewhere else. That'll be fine. So far it doesn't seem like YouTube's gonna stop working anytime soon. It's doing better than ever. Professional video editor, analyst. Video editor, probably not. I'm not a good editor. I mean, I'm a good I'm good enough editor for what I want, but I don't really have a lot of technical skill as an editor. My videos are edited very simply. But yeah, some kind of analyst job or something. Maybe some voice work, narration work, who knows? This is not too bad of a steeplechase, eh? Even my random colleagues who don't have any interest in RCT got suggested your videos. Nice. Okay, let's see how fast this thing goes. 64. Well, good thing I did not put a small turn at the bottom. That would have been excessive lateral G's. Should probably put it to full load, otherwise catch-ups might happen. And we now have 5 million in the bankonen. Okay, I'm gonna give this an unnecessarily long queue line just because I can. There we go. Let's see whether this gets filled up or not. Elkart 5-2 sponsored, not really by Dodge Ram. I'm not sure if that is going to fit, we'll see. Nope. I can't type anymore. I can go this far. But we've got one character left without a space at the end. Growing up, I would hear that Dutch people have a very high opinion of Canada because of Wee Wee 2. Did you say whether that's true or not? I'm not sure we got a very high opinion of Canada because of Wee Wee 2. World War 2, let's be a bit more serious about this. But that kind of friendship and stuff and what Canada did for us, it does still mean that we see Canada as like a kind of closer friend, closer ally than a lot of other nations. I would not literally say as a high opinion because of that. But it's more like, you know, there's a relationship there, and we like that. How many people are heading for the steeplechase? Not very many, because it's not got a very high excitement. 70-ish, it's not too bad. But yeah, I believe our queen took refuge in Canada for a bit. And when she gave birth to some kid, I don't know who, they briefly declared the hospital room where she was giving birth in as Dutch territory, or at least not Canadian, so that there would be a proper Dutch citizen, something like that. I don't know exactly, history is not my strong suit, it's my weak suit, but yeah, something like that. Which is a bit silly that you need to declare that for that to happen, but whatever. The queue line's filling up somewhat. It's not too bad. Liberation of the Netherlands. Yeah, that too. They helped a lot with the liberation of the Netherlands. Now, of course, maybe it was more Canadians in the Netherlands than, for example, Americans, but of course, America did do a lot for D-Day, I think. And without that, we could not have been freed, so it's of course a collaboration. But still, it was, I think, a lot of Canadians specifically on our soil. I think because I literally don't know, other than that, I know Canada freed Netherlands, basically. Any more details than that, I'm pretty much guessing. Add a pond between the steeplechases, sure. Or under the steeplechase. You know, I dropped history as soon as I could, which was when I was 14. I hated history. Interestingly, I did not take geography, and now I'm a geography nerd. Also, the geography... now, well, it's a bit different, you know. Right now I'm a geography nerd for kind of facts. Knowing capital cities, knowing flags, that kind of stuff. Which is not really the stuff... That's more topography, I guess. Not really the stuff you learn in geography class. I did once get a 10 on a geography test. It was very nice. Me and some other kid were called to the front of the class and I was like, oh my god, what did I do this time? And then the teacher said, these two boys are the reason I am giving you all some snacks, treating you to some snacks. Because they got a 10. Which is a perfect score, and it literally means no mistakes. Doesn't mean like top so many percent or whatever, it just means you got everything correct. That was a very odd week, because it was in second class of high school and my grades were terrible. And, you know, there were some serious issues, but for some reason in 1 week I got a bunch of grades back. Not all from tests taken in that week, but I got them all back in that week. Which were like a 10 on geography, A 9 point something on history, 9.3 I think, or 9.2. Like an 8 somewhere, another 8, and like a 7.6 or something, which are all good grades. You know, 7.6 is already pretty good. Because a 5.5 is a passing grade. And on history, I had never gotten above a 6.5 on a test, and then I suddenly got a 9.2, which was the highest of the class, which was... Oh yeah, I also got a 9 point something on physics in that week, I think. No, that 9 point something was in 3rd class that I'm thinking about. Either way, I had a very good week that week. Which was lovely. I think that on average my highest grades ever. Although I also had a good week for the exams when we did high school exams, because they went pretty well for me. Didn't really get any like 9s or 10s, because that's pretty much impossible, but I got very high grades compared to my high school exam grades. The central exam I did a lot better at. And I passed with flying colors. Especially mathematics was fun, because I got a 5.9 on the high school exam average, which is not very good. And I got an 8.1 on the central exam, which is very good. My exam week was just one of the best, it's literally one of the better weeks of my life. I was never so chill and relaxed as during my final exams of high school. And I don't know what happened, but my body just kind of went into relaxed state. Woke up very early every day, but completely rested, without any kind of alarm. Because I didn't need to wake up early, I had all my exams in the afternoon, which was great. Arrived at school like 2 hours early every time, because I had no reason not to, and, you know... If you take the train, even if 3 trains didn't go for some reason, I would still be on time. And the exams went fine, except French, but that was very much expected. 2 hours early. Yeah, all my exams started at 1:30 in the afternoon. And I thought, you know, I might as well go to school at like 11. I might be 2 hours early, but that's not 2 hours wasted, because there would be friends that I could chill with. I didn't really study in those final bits, but there would be friends I could chill with, or just chill a bit around the school, have lunch. I would not be 2 hours early if it was in the morning. I would just take 1 train earlier than usual, but I had no exams in the morning. I got lucky. And then of course comes the dreaded day when you get your exam results. And it differs a bit how they do this, differs per school how they do this. But at my school, they would call you if you had failed. If you were not failed, so if you passed, they would not call you. And they could call you until 2:30 on one day. That's a crash. So it was basically waiting until you get called, and the later it gets, you know, usually they call pretty early in the day if you failed. You know, if you failed, they're not likely to call at 2 p.m. More likely at 10 a.m. So, you know, by the time it's 1 p.m., 2 p.m., you're like, you'll probably made it. And I was pretty sure I've made it as well. You know roughly how well your exams go, and I was pretty confident that I've made it, which was part of what made me so happy during those 2 exam weeks, because they were going well. But because of my high school history, which was often not so great, I did not want to be sure, because you never know. Wait, why is our park rating drop? Oh, the crash, of course. And then I did not get called, which means I made it. Celebrated a bit, you know, called my mom, was like, hey, I passed, nice. Then we went to school. And then my physics teacher gave me my final report card with my grades on it. And basically told me, look at what you can do. You would have been able to do this so much earlier if you just put in the goddamn work. And he was right. You know, I was pretty good at school. I just had trouble actually studying and putting in the work. Which, I mean, that's part of school. But if you, yeah, I was pretty good at learning. Like the ability to memorize things, learn things. Actually doing that is, of course, a different thing. Ooh, we nearly have 10,000 guests. I'm not sure if we're gonna get there though. Ooh, we were at 9988 for a brief period, but then we lost a bunch of guests. Yeah, because of crash. 36 people died in that crash. That's what caused us to not be at 10,000 yet. Imagine that being the reason you lose a goal. Not because it kills your park rating, the crash, but because it kills guests and now you're below the guest count. Are you neurodivergent by any chance? Have you seen my channel? My channel is basically autism reincarnated. I was diagnosed when I was 11. So yes. It's not even a maybe. It's not like, haha, look at my channel, it's autism. No, I was literally diagnosed. Should have guessed. Well, I mean, there will be plenty of channels which are similar to mine from people that are not autistic. That's not impossible, of course, just that the chance is a bit higher. What I quite like is that there are clearly 3 stools here, yet only 2 people can sit on them. They just have fat asses. Most people watching this have autism or something related. Or are gay. Or whatever LGBTQ thing. There's a really high percentage of LGBT people in the Roller Coaster Tycoon community. At least compared to your average life, I think. I haven't done any like comprehensive testing or anything, but it feels very high at least. Or a combo of the sets. Yeah, gotta catch them all. Which is how I describe STDs. I'm just happy there's Twitch as a happy safe space. There's not YouTube as a happy safe space. Unfortunately. Like the one time I made a pro-gay video, I got like awful comments. Which was weird to me. I expected a few. I didn't expect it that bad because I had been making Pride slides and trans Ferris wheel and whatever else on Twitch for a long time. And then I did one pro gay YouTube video, which I'm very proud of still, but then there were lots of people saying groomer and pedophile and all whatever else. And the disconnect between the two audiences surprised me. You know, I knew there would be some negative comments on YouTube, of course, I'm not that naive. But it's the amount that surprised me. Don't take it personally. I did not. I was more just frustrated for the people who are LGBT in some way and are not equipped to take that. For those people it's bad. For me, I mean, I'm not gay or LGBT to begin with. So for me, those comments are not that big of an issue. Marcel is clearly Dutch. Yeah, I'm the D in LGBTQ. Stands for Dutch. No, I'm not a butch lesbian, I'm a Dutch lesbian. Oh, we are very nearly at 10,000 guests. Very briefly. 10,000! Yay, again! It's always good to see that 5th digit. And we are now past it, sort of permanently. As a final touch, God created the Dutch. Yes, and the Dutch created the Netherlands. This is saying, right? God created the earth and the Dutch created the Netherlands. If it ain't Dutch, it ain't much. Very true. All the other countries, useless. We only need the Netherlands. The French, ugh. The Germans, ugh. The English, eh. Norwegians though, they be sexy. Do we have any Norwegians in the chat? Any sexy Norwegians? Merry-go-round 1. Have we just renamed every other merry-go-round? Or something. Well, I mean, these are called double-deck carousels, so... I know I probably placed the merry-go-round at the start. Well, no. That's just a double... Have I not built a normal merry-go-round yet in this park? Or have we, and have I just renamed it? What if we do a bit of cutaway view? Okay, now it'll be easier to see. Do we see a normal merry-go-round by any chance? I haven't spotted one yet, so this might very well be the first one. Hey, look at that, trans slides. Forgot I built this. Yeah, I think this is just the first one. I've just been keeping to double-deck versions, which I did not know. I thought I built at least one of these. Ah, lovely. Oh, this thing is broken down. No. Oh, they've kissed. They have touched front and back. What's the longest the person has been stuck in your mum? I mean, there's no statistic for that. I would have to click on all of the slow walking ones. And yeah, no, you can't check that. You can check it in the code, because their guests surely have an attribute being on ride, the length they've been on the ride, but you can't check that in here, I believe. By the way, a few people have been in your mum for a very long time. And they don't like it there. They also think it's a bit crowded in your mum. One of the passengers on the dinky slide is gone and topless. Nice. We all like that view, don't we? But it could be there for years. Well, probably not, since the ride's not that old yet. Okay, it's been renewed once, but I built it this stream. Hey, voice balls. Welcome. Okay, let's have a look at some stats, shall we? We have 140 rides. Oh yeah, ride type is a thing. We could have looked at that. You know, it's now all sorted by merry-go-round. Yeah, we only got one merry-go-round. Total profit, most profitable. Oh, that's profit per hour. Heart of the Ocean, which is that one. Fluffy Abundance of Joy does not come that high because it's got lower throughput. Total profit though, 566,000 from the orange vertical drop coaster. A massive van and new bit. Least profitable, Ferris Wheel 2. It's got no queue line. It's not had a single guest because it's got no queue line. Whoopsie daisy. Of your YouTube content, thank you. Customers an hour. Gonna be River Rapids 1. Okay. Did not expect that. You can't charge that much for it, so it isn't not the most profitable, but yeah, most customers an hour. H is renewed, then that's not. Sorry. The Iceberg. Ooh, yeah, it's got a lot of boosters, that one. That's making it expensive. So, yeah. Cheapest running cost is $28.80 from the Crooked Heist 2. And 1. Incredibly cheap. What else we got? Queue length. Punch with nobody, but yeah, 600. Ooh, 666 briefly. Hey, Lisa Love, welcome. Haven't seen you in a while, I think. How you doing? Queue time, of course, Go-Karts 3, which has had 700 guests, but it's quite old. Reliability, the lowest is interesting. 68%, despite the fact that we renewed rides quite recently. Wait, did I forget exit? I forgot exit lines on one of these, which has been fine for the guests, but it can't get fixed. Whoops. You know, the guests just easily found their way to the path again. That wasn't a problem, but it can't get fixed. They're still touching butts and fronts. Well, backs and fronts. Going to Liseberg. Oh, have fun. And yeah, the Ferris wheel, of course, as well, because that one was disconnected too. And now Hot Wet Farts is also broken down. I've seen last inspection. Yeah, you get a few that can't be inspected, but also a bunch of others. Guest favorite. I must have been and know it. Yeah, it's got a very high excitement rating. Lots of guests. That's a good combination. People love edging though. Oh, they love edging. Oh yeah. Excitement, naturally. Fluffy bunnies of joy. And 2 more above 10. And the very lowest is 0.95 from Ms. Frizz Magic Fuckle. Yeah, it's got a massive penalty because it goes underground too much. It's a transport right. Is your son out of the maze? Is it your son? Well, your mom's son, actually, so your brother. But yeah, is son out of the maze? Nope, son is still in your mom. Hey, oh Max, welcome. We have done the classic your mom joke for a ride. Just in time for the end, likely. Yes. Been gestating for a long time. Absolutely. Okay, how about intensity? I mean, we're gonna hit 0 on some intensity, which is not particularly interesting. Observations tower always got 0. Will son get birth then, live on stream? Yes, I'm gonna have a live stream of someone giving birth. And we got 3 rides with over 10 intensity, including hot wet farts, which are incredibly intense. And nausea 2 times 2.4 of 10.4, of course, from the roto drops. And bunch with 0, which always have 0, like mazes and Surkai and stuff like that. What about stalls though? What's the most profitable stalls? Total customers seafood stall 1, 2. Total profit chip stall 1, which chips are fairly more expensive. 160. Oh, seafood's more. I guess for a long time. What? How is seafood have more tentacles sold? Yes, less profit? Oh, profit per item is higher on the chip stall. Seafood's more expensive to produce, of course. Well, to buy. And to produce, otherwise it wouldn't be more expensive to buy. Because, you know, you need to look at the profit per item, not the sale price. That's also a thing. Rollercoaster Tycoon didn't need to do that, but they do have a thing that it costs an amount to produce shop items. Or, well, to buy. You know, you got shop sales, shop stock, food, drink sales, food and drink stock. You don't need to do anything for that. It happens automatically, but it's still a thing that exists. I wonder what the salesperson in seafood stall would think, seeing all those customers deep-throating the tentacles they sold. I mean, that's just a Friday afternoon for everyone who works there, right? It's the office party, they all do it. Wow, so interesting. Running costs for stalls. What about the most popular here, though? 25,000 for toilets 1. And it's been free, so it's made no money. 18,000 people on the cash machine. Times 50, that is nearly 1 million. So people have gotten about 900,000 and a bit from this cash machine. That is pretty good. Yeah, first atrium 11, which was built very recently. It already had 5 guests. That's not too bad. And total profit, of course, the info kiosks at the very, very top, selling $20 umbrellas, which is always nice. In the meantime, we are at 5.3 million euros, 1.7 million park value. Let's increase that again. To roughly 2.3 million. I had a higher park value earlier today. Ooh, ads are finished. Hang on. for your mom. And of course, free ride on your mom. We have to do it. We have to. You said you were thinking of a new monitor. I mean, not really. I mean, kind of. I've been thinking of going for 3 monitors. Like, sort of, little bit, but I'm not actively looking for a new monitor. Because 2 is fine, 3 would kind of be nice, but I also like the space that I currently have around my 2 monitors, and obviously if I did a 3rd I would have less space. I have a much bigger desk than you do. So there would still be enough space, I guess. I have a massive desk. My desk is 1 by 2 meters. I believe yours is smaller, correct me if I'm wrong. That can also be applied to something else. What I just said. Yeah, you have a massive what now? I mean, yeah, I could fit 4 monitors. If I really wanted to. But 2 is fine for now. Or 2 24 inches. You could get a 32-inch 4K one too. What for? What do I need a 32-inch 4K monitor for? I watch YouTube generally in 1080p. Or not even full screen. What do I need a massive monitor for? You'll understand once you see it. Maybe, but you know, I play Roller Coaster Tycoon. I watch simple YouTube videos. I don't edit photos like you do. And I sit quite close anyway, so... And it's expensive. For games it's very nice. I don't actually game very much. I play extremely few video games, believe it or not. Like, I live stream, but I really don't need a bigger monitor for this. Wouldn't be bad, but I don't need it. And like, I played Minecraft again a bit for a while a few months ago, but stopped with that. Yeah, I don't play many video games. I've played a lot of video games today, but that's all for work. I mean, outside of work, I don't really play a lot of video games. Every now and then I'll play Mario Kart a lot, but that's not relevant to the monitor discussion. Obviously, because that's done on a Nintendo DS. It's Mario Kart DS that I play. Anyway, let's beat the scenario. Ta-dam! Ta-dam! A company value of 7.7 million. Very nice. Let's enter my name. Your mom. I am y'all's mother. I have birthed you, and now you're watching. Yeah, that's disturbing. Thank you all for watching this multi-stream Titanic playthrough. And next stream we'll be back with something else. Don't know what yet, we'll see. So thank you very much for watching, and let's see who we can raid. Okay, Brian, it's time to raid Brian. It's always time to raid Brian, because Brian is neat. So, thank you for watching. I'll send you over to Brian, and I'll see you all on Wednesday. Have a good, and also have a bye. See ya!